Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are watching from. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rita. I'm the creative director of Rizzy Kiddies. So today we'll be drafting that particular ball gown on the mannequin. So if this is what you are interested in, you really want to learn, especially for the beginners, I ask that you stick around, also pay attention, and as we work and learn together. Like I always say, it's good to be a professional in everything you want to do. Like one thing I do tell my offline student is that what an obioma cannot do, a tailor can do. What a tailor cannot do, a fashion designer can do. But do you know the good thing that what obioma and a tailor cannot do, a fashion designer can do it perfectly. So if you want to learn how to draft quotes like a pro, I beg you to stick around with me. Please watch, like, subscribe, also share. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I tell you, I love you people. You people are amazing. You guys are amazing. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell, because every week I'll be dropping a new video. Please subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, whenever I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. So let's dive right in. So today, what we'll be working on, the measurement we'll be working on are this. Can you see? So I'm making for two sisters, and these are their measurement. Their shoulder, like here, you can see their shoulder. Their shoulder is 12. The chest measurement is 31, waist 31, and then half length is 15. The full length is 32. So this is what we'll be using to work on today. So the next thing I'm going to do is, like I said, the full length I'm working with is 32. So I'm going to be subtracting 32 from 15, which is the half length. So if I do 32 minus 15, one here, this is 12. 12 minus 5, we have 7. 2 here. So it means that the full length will be of the down part will be 17, while the upper part, that's the half length, will be 15. But for now we are concentrating on the upper part. So let's start up immediately. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out my shoulder measurement. Like I said, the shoulder measurement for this girl is 12. 12 divided by 2 is going to give you 6. But because I need an extra half inch for joining it, for turning it, I'm going to be adding, instead of 6, I'm going to be making it 6.5. So then I'm going to mark my neck width. The neck width I'm going to be using is 3 inches. So at my shoulder now, I'm going to be dropping down by half inch. And then this half inch that I came down with, I'm going to connect it to I'll be connecting it to my neckline. So just like this. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark out my neck depth. The neck depth I'm working with, I hope we are following. The neck depth I'm working with is 3 inches. 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting it. So I'm going to put my French curve like this, and then I'm going to connect it. Can you see? I first of all marked out my shoulder line, which is 12 divided by 2. The shoulder line of this baby is 12. I divided it by 2 and it gave me 6, but I added extra half inch for my joining, and then I came down by half inch, which we said this half inch is your shoulder slope. So I connected it to my neckline. So for my neckline, from this starting point, to this plate is 3 inches that I'm using for this is 3 inches. So I connected my shoulder slope to this place, and then I measured my neck depth, which is 3. So, and then I connected. The next thing I'm going to do now is to get my armhole measurement. So for my armhole measurement, I'm going to be using 6 because I need it to be fitted. So this is 6. This is 6. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting it. Can you see? So now this, I'm going to mark out this straight. So I'll just mark this thing to this end, so that will be my chest line now. My chest line. Can you see? This is my chest line. So, and then I'm going to be marking my, remember that I said that half length is 15. So, but I'll be adding 1, making it 16, so that I'll use that 1 inch to join it to the down part. So instead of 15, okay, let me add, okay, 1 inch. I added 1 inch for the half length of my client is 15, but I'm adding extra 1 inch for my joining. So by the time I join it, I'll be left with 15. So can you see? I'm going to be connecting it straight away. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to impute my circumference measurement. Like I said, the chest of this girl is 31. So 31, and you know that circumference measurement will always divide by 4. So 31 divided by 4, you are going to have 7.75. So I'm marking my 7.75 here. This is my 7.75 here. But because this baby is chubby, I'll be adding extra 1.5 allowance. So because her chest and her waist are the same, I'm just going to mark the same thing. So 31 divided by 4 is gonna give you 7.75 plus 1.5. That's 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. So what I'm going to do now is to connect all this line. Can you see what I'm doing? I've connected. To connect it, I hope we are still following. I've connected all this line. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to get my armhole. So for me to get my armhole, all I need to do is to place my tape here. Remember, from the shoulder slope to the chest line, which I have 6. Can you see? Remember, I have 6. So I'm just going to divide it into 2. 6 divided by 2 will give you 3. So 6 divided by 2 will give you 3. So from here, I'm going to mark out 3. This is my 3. And then I'm going to come in by ½ inch. This is ½ inch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect from here to this place and back to this place. So I'll put in my French curve like this. Can you see it? So can you see? We are actually done with the front part. Remember, let me go over it again. First of all, I measured my shoulder measurement, which is 12. 12 divided by 2 will give you 6. You plus ½ inch for that's for joining, which is, so from here to here is 6.5. And then I measured my neck width, which is 3 inches, and then I measured my neck depth, which is also 3 inches. Then what I did was to connect. Then I went over to the shoulder line again, and then I came down by but by half inch. Then I now connected it to the neckline. So, and then I measured my armhole. The child's armhole is 6. So from this shoulder slope to this place is 6. So I marked it, and then I drew the line, and which became now my chest measurement. So from here, from the starting line, I measured from the tip here, I measured my half length. So remember, the half length we are working with is 15. It's actually 15. So I measured it from here to here, but I added 1 inch for joining, so that by the time I join it with 1 inch, I'll be left with my 15 inches. So from neck here to this place, I measured 16, and then I ruled it. So now I divided my chest measurement, my chest circumference. What I mean by chest circumference is the roundness of the girl's chest, so which is 31. So by the time I divided it by 4, I got 7.75, and then I added 1.5 for sewing allowance. The same thing, because her chest and her waist are the same, so I use the same measurement for the waist and the chest, and then you see I connected. Then I move over to my armhole to get my armhole. So what I did was, you remember that we draw down from here to here, that I measured my armhole. I told you that it's 6 inches. So half of 6 is 3 inches. Do you remember? Half of 6, that is, if I divide 6 by 2, that from here to here is 6. So if I divide 6 by 2, it's going to be giving me 3. So from here to here is my 3. I mark from here to here, which is 3. You can equally, is either you mark from here to here, which is 3, or you mark from here to here is 3. Then what I did, I came in by half inch. Then I connected from here to this place to here, and then that is it. Thank you so much for staying with me. Please, before we move on, I beg you, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell, because every week I'll be dropping a full tutorial on how to make different ball gowns for your kids. All these bridal, little bride gowns, party gowns, name them. I'll be dropping one every week. How to make the drafting, the sewing. So it's not just that, the trouser, jumpsuit, how to make all this. Please, if this is what you would like to learn, I beg you, please subscribe to my channel. Also share, like, and turn on your notification bell, so that whenever I upload any video, any tutorial, you'll be the first person to know. Thank you so much. So moving on, we are going to be drafting the back. So for us to draft the back, okay, remember this is my front. So for me to draft the back, what I'm going to be doing, for me to draft the back, let me use here, but I don't think this space I have here will be enough. Okay, you see, it will be enough, so I'm going to be using here. So let's draft the back. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark out 1 inch down, which will be for my zip. So this is it. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Then I'll be connecting it. I'll be connecting it. So this is for my zip. I'm using 1 inch zip for my zip. Here is where I'll be putting in zip. So the next thing, just like we did at the front, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark out my shoulder measurement. So from this 1 inch line for the zip, can you see where I put it? I'm not taking it from here. I'm starting from my 1 inch. So from this place, I'm going to be measuring. Remember, our shoulder measurement is 12. 12 divided by 2, 6, but I need half inch to turn it. So my sewing allowance, so you can see, so 6 plus half is giving you 6.5. So my neck width is 3, and then my neck depth for the back, I'll be using 1.5. My neck depth for the back is 1.5. Remember, like we did before when we are drafting the front, at the shoulder you are going to be coming down by half inch, which will be connecting to your. So for us to do the back, let me go over it. The first thing I did was to mark out 1 inch down. You can see from here to here is 1 inch, 1 inch. So I rule the line. Then from this 1 inch line, I mark out my shoulder measurement, which is 12. 12 divided by 2 is going to give you 6, plus half inch for your sewing allowance. Then you mark out your neck width, which I'm using for this baby. I'm using 3, and then my neck depth here, and for the back, I'm sorry baby, for the back I'm using 1.5. I'm using 1.5. So I'm going to be connecting it. This is it. So I'll just use ruler to extend it to this place. Can you see? So remember, from my shoulder, just like we did at the front, at the shoulder, my shoulder measurement, which is 6 plus half inch for sewing, 6.5, and then from there you come down by half inch, which that is your shoulder slope. This shoulder slope, because if you notice that as a human being, your shoulder is not straight. There is a place you see something like this on your shoulder. So that is why we are doing this shoulder slope. So this my shoulder slope, I'm going to be connecting it to my neckline like this. Can you see? And that is it. The next thing I'm going to be measuring is my armhole measurement. My armhole is 6. My armhole the armhole I'm using rather is 6. So I'm going to be connecting it down like this. So I'm going to, and you see what I'm doing. So I will extend this line to this place. I'm just going to extend it. So now it's going to be my neck measurement. Sorry, my chest measurement rather. My chest measurement. Do you understand? So now I'm going to measure for my half length. Remember, the half length of this child is 15, but I need 1 inch for sewing allowance, which will make it 16. So this is 16. The idea is when I join it with the down part, I use 1 inch in joining it, it will return to 15 that they requested. Do you understand? So this is my 16. So I'm going to be connecting the whole, marking out the whole line. Please, for the back, I need you to pay attention. So the next thing I'm going to do is to impute the chest measurement. That's the chest circumference, the roundness of the chest, which we say that the chest circumference is 31. By the time we divide 31 by 4, it's going to give you 7.75. So this is it from here. This is 7.75. Then I need 1.5 inch for my sewing allowance. The waist measurement is equally 131. So 31 divided by 4. you are going to be having 7.75. This is my 7.75 plus 1.5 sewing for my sewing allowance. So I'm going to be connecting it. Can you see? So for me to get my armhole, what I need to do is to remember from here to here we make use of 6, which is the child's armhole. So what you need to do is to divide it for you to get your armhole now. What you are to get your armhole, what you are going to do is to divide 6 by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is going to give you 3. So from here you mark out 3. This is it. And then you come in by ½ inch. You come in by ½ inch. So you are going to be connecting from here. You pass through this your line to this line here. So look at it. Look, please pay attention. Watch carefully as I do it. If you cannot get it at a straight, please at a straight, as in at once, you can do it twice. Like first of all, you connect from here to here, and then you now position your French curve very well, and then. But if you can get it at once, like me, I can get it at once. But for the sake of our people that are starting off, that's why you see I'm dividing it. I'm taking my time to do it into 2. Can you see? I can do it at once. So now, this is our back draft. So the next thing I'm going to do is by my zipper, I'm going to be coming up by 1 inch down here. Can you see? Down here, I'm going to be coming up by 1 inch. Why I'm coming up by 1 inch is that by the time I finish sewing and I'm fixing zip, so that this zip will align, one will not be longer than each other. If you don't do this, some people do by this side, but me, I do by the side of the zip. I come up by 1 inch and then I connect like this. You see, from this end line and from this line now, and just for the back, I'm going to be connecting it. Can you see? So when I'm cutting now, I'm going to just cut like this, like this, like this, like this, and that's it. Do we understand? You slant it so that by the time you join your zip, this back will be equal. When I started, I used to have this issue. By the time I'm fixing zip, I'm always struggling. Is it that one will be longer than each other until I learned this trick. I learned this trick that is either I come up by 1 here and then I slant like this, or but my favorite is coming up at the zip side. I go up from down here, I come up by 1 inch and then I'll now slant it. Once you've done this, there is no way your back, when you are fixing your zip, that they will not align. Thank you for sticking around. Note, for this particular dress that we are making, it has an inner. So what I will be doing is, by the time I cut off my, I will show us as we progress. So now I'm going to be cutting off. So let me start with the front pattern. Remember, this is our back. This is our front block, back block. So I'm going to be cutting. You see, please watch as I cut. Make sure that you are not using the scissors you are using to sew to cut your pepper. If not, it will be blunt. Make sure, like you see, I went out to go and get this. This is my, I think the first scissors I started with, or maybe one of them. I cut with this. Is the scissors I'm using for sewing. This is just for my pattern. I use it. So make sure you don't use it. If not, all of it, so you notice that your scissors will just start misbehaving. Please, anywhere you are confused, please ask question. Ask your question. Can you see this is our front pattern? So right now I'll be cutting the back. Please always cut with your allowance, so that they will not use you to, they will not put you on Instagram or on Facebook and start saying what I ordered for and what I got. You understand? Always cut with your allowance. Can you see? These are front, these are back. Can you see that thing I'm telling you? You see? When you put it now, look at it. Putting the necklines together. Can you see? Let me remove this. Can you see that this end, they are equal? But can you see that the front is a bit longer because of that 1 inch? So by the time you fix your back, they will align. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is this particular style that we are making. Just like as you saw on the video, it has an inner. So what I'll be doing is my inner, I'll just take it from this shoulder, sorry, this chest. I'm just going to cut straight like this, so that I'm just going to cut straight like this. So I'll just put a paper, cut straight, then I'll equally do the same thing for the back. So let me pick out my paper. So let's see if this one will work. Okay. Can you see? I will first of all cut the full one, but it will have something like, I don't know, my daughter will always say, mommy, is a bra inside, something like inner to cover it up. So what I will do is to just go straight, or I can come up by ½ inch and then still connect. Okay, because it's a child and it's not good to expose much, I'm going to be coming up just by half. Let me leave it like this because I want it to align with the armhole, with the armhole of the child. So all I need to do is I'm going to fold it like this and then mark it out. Just like this. What I'm doing. Just follow it. So this is it. I will just cut it. When I cut it, this is for the front. Can you see? So by the time I cut the material, this one will be in like this, and the whole of this place will be transparent, but I'll be using this place to cover the from the chest down, but here will be open because it's a design net that I'm using. So here will just be transparent while I'm using here to cover. Then for the back, this is what I'll be doing at the back. From my armhole here, I'm going to be coming down by one. I will drop down by one. By one. So, sorry, from my chest line, rather. Please pardon me, I don't know what one I have with armhole today. From my chest line, just come down by 1 inch. Then you now connect. Can you see how I put my ruler? From my armhole, I'm connecting straight like this. Can you see? So this one, I'm going to cut it like this. I'm going to cut like this. Okay, so like I said, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just fold it, just like the way I marked it. You understand? I'm going to fold so that okay, so I'll be cutting it. You see? Let me place it so that you see. Can you see it? I've placed it exactly. I'm just, so I will mark it so that I don't mistake. Cut this one, I'll be cutting four of it because 2 for this side, 2 for this side. But this one I'll be cutting 2. So please, for this, you know, when I was cutting up here, I didn't add any sewing allowance. So when you are out, but I will be adding my allowance on the fabric. So make sure that when you are doing your own, make sure you add, depending on allowance that you want. You can decide to add 1 inch or half, but me, I will just be adding ½ inch, but I will do that while cutting on the fabric. We are going to be cutting right away. Actually, while cutting on the fabric, I'll add here, I'm going to be adding ½ inch for joining. So let's go ahead and cut on our fabric. So right now I'm trying to cut on my fabric, so you can see I'm folding my fabric into 2, folding it into 2. So I'm going to be putting my front cap. Please make sure you pin it down so that when you are cutting it will not be moving up. Make sure you can see me. I'm using pin to pin it down, to pin my pattern to the fabric, so that when you are cutting you don't have headache. I'm pinning it down. You can see what I'm doing. Please make sure you pin down. It's very important. Just pin it down for your own sake, so that you don't have to, the pepper will not be shifting or something like that. You see, I've pinned it down. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm just going to cut. Remember I told you that make sure that your scissors you are using for your to cut your pattern is different from the one you are using to cut your fabric. What's wrong? Okay. So I'm done cutting this. Can you see? I'm done cutting. So the inner, though that inner that I will cut will come inside. So that's what I'll be cutting now. Your front, please cut on a fold. Remember I told you that I'll be adding allowance here for my joining. So this is it. I'm adding ½ inch for it. So let me show us what you see, now that I've cut it, Can you see what it looks like? Can you see? That's exactly what it looks like. So I'm going to cover here, but this place will be open. So like I said, this one I've cut one. I'm going to cut another one for my lining. My allowance for joining, so I'm just going to cut it. Okay. So I'm going to notch up here so that I will know where it's up. So with this, once I see it, I've known that this place is one that will be by the chest. So you see, I've cut the upper one. I'm done cutting. Okay, now we are going to cut for the back. Sorry. Please, I beg you, please help me subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you will be the first to know. Please subscribe, I beg you people. I'm notching it so that I'll know where is the upper part. So I'm going to be pinning it down. Don't want to wahala. So I'll be cutting the back now. So I'm going to place the back so that we can all see it. So now this is the back. Let me pick one. So you see, this is how it's going to be. Can you see? Even without me sewing, I can see the beauty at the back already. I can see how beautiful the back will look. So look at it. So I'm done cutting the upper side. So let's move to the down part. So remember that I told us that the down part will be 17, but I equally need 1 inch for joining. So I'm going to be folding my fabric into 4 because there is a peplum on it before the net. So see, I'm folding my fabric into 4 and I'm cutting a full circle. I folded my fabric into 4. You can see. So I'm going to be drafting the peplum. Now the net, because there is a net before, there is a net under. If you look at the picture, you find out that there is a net which is showing at the tip of the peplum. So now my peplum will going to be 15. Why the net will actually be that 18. So for us to get our waist circumference, remember that I have that one is the child's waist measurement. So I'm going to be dividing 34. This place I'm dividing by 4. I'm going to be dividing that 31 by 4. So because I'm making use of my phone, I'm going to divide with my tape. If you don't have your phone, just use your tape to divide. This is 31. Let me show us. This is 31. All you need to do is to, from the where you can see this is the beginning of my tape. I will place it at 31. You see, I've divided it by 2. I've divided it by 2. Then I will check what is here. So 31 divided by 2, I got 15.5. That's 15 and a half. I'm going to equally place from the beginning of my neck, I'm going to place it at that 15.5 or 15 and a half and divide. That way I've divided it by 4. Can you see? So now I'm going to check. You see, it's 7.75. So what I'm going to do is to place my tape like this to mark out 7.75. Where is my marker? So now I'm going to mark out. Remember I divided 31. Actually 31, I'm going to add 2 inches for the zip allowance. Remember, okay, 1 inch for zip allowance. That's 32. 32 divided by 4 will give us 8. I think so, yeah, 8. So I'm going to measure from here to here to make sure we have it. Look at the way I'm putting my tape. So I'm going to mark here. Unequally, I'm going to mark here. So all I need to do now to make up for this is to measure from here to here and from here to here, and then measure it like this. You can see from here to here it gave me 6. You see, it gave me 6 equally. 6, 6, 6, 6. So I'm going to connect it like this. So I'm going to be measuring from here to get my 15. Okay, chapter. Okay, instead of 15, I want to make it 13 so that my net will actually show very well. So I'm making it 13. Okay, let me make it 14 because of my sewing allowance. 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. So I'm going to connect it like this. Can you see? So right now I'm going to be cutting it. So this is my, can you see? My peplum. So I'm going to be cutting one end. So can you see? This is a full circle. Can you see? So now I'll be cutting a half circle. This will be inside where I'll be gathering my net. All I need to do is so I will gather my net on top of this one. I'll just stick you. I believe you understand. So remember that when I divided 32, because 31, which actually is the child waist measurement, I added one to that 32. I added 31, which gave us 32. Because that one I added is for zip allowance, my zip allowance. So I added one. So that 32, when I divided it by 4, I got 8. So here, because I need I'll be adding 1 extra inch for my sewing allowance. 9, 9, 9, 9. So remember I said that the net will be 17. The peplum I cut was 13 because the peplum is going to be on top of the net. But this one will be inside, and I'll be gathering the net on top of this. It will be a blind to the net. So because of that, I said my net is going to be 17. So this will use 1 inch to be shorter than the net. So I'm going to be going for, I'll use 15.5. That's 15 and a half. Well, let's make it 16 since we still have enough fabric. 16, 16, 15, 16, 16. So I'm going to be cutting. And you see, this half circle. So I'll be gathering my net on top of this when we've actually come to the end of this class. I'll be showing us, I'll be making a separate video for the sewing. So please, if you've stayed to this moment, I want to say thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you people so much. Thank you for watching, for being patient to watch. And I tell you, subscribe, please. I beg you, subscribe to my channel, like, share, and turn on your notification bell, that so that whenever I upload any video, you will be the first to know. So I'll be making a separate video for the joining, for the sewing of everything that we've got so far. Thank you for loving me, thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking with me. I tell you, please stick around, and I tell you, we are going to grow together. Thank you so much, and bye.